what's up guys? The Rune Giant just got a massive buff, and the rank 42 player in the world is abusing it in this overpowered deck to ruin the game. The Rune Giant can buff up to 2 supporting units. Each third attack that they have, they deal more damage. And before the balance update, when the Rune Giant died, her buffs went away. But now, she'll be permanently buffing those cards until they die. Even when she's in heaven, she'll be blessing them from the sky. So now you can drop your Rune Giant in front of Goblin Giants and Hunters, sacrifice her as a meat shield, and enhance the Goblin Giant and Hunter damage potential so they can erase anything in the arena. You'll delete Pekkas, Mega Knights, erase towers in just one Hunter hit. Especially when raged up, it feels like the Hunter and Goblin Giant transform into Sparkies. When you tank for your Hunters and Goblin Giants with the Rune Giant, rage it up, and level it up with the Pancake Tower, nothing beats this deck if you can roll a push together. If you can assemble the Exodia offense. It's time to jump into some battles, buff our chances of winning, and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. And lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with credit code SirTag, making the higher for videos like this one possible. We're matching into a rank 608 player for the first game of the vid. Let's go. So, the newly buffed strategy of spamming everything until your heart's content, we'll be seeing it in action right now. Definitely want to go for Pekka whenever we can afford to, which is immediately, because we want to be able to get the pancake on top of the Pekka and also get the evolution. So if we can just get this Pekka to be buff and beefy, it might allow us to stay safe until we can get a huge push rolling. I love going for arrows here as well, being able to shut down the Dark Goblin and minimize the damage that he would have otherwise gotten with the Dark Prince. I think it would have got a connection on my tower if I wasn't able to afford the arrows. I obviously wouldn't have went in for the arrows if he hadn't went for a Dark Goblin. So he freely gave me the ability to stop something that I wouldn't have otherwise. Level 17 in the house! That's what I'm talking about. This Pekka, not really going to accomplish much. She's just going to force out Elixir, and she's supposed to trade neutrally or slightly in our opponent's favor. If she does anything more than that, then that's better. It's like a nice added bonus. We get guards down, pre-planting it directly in front. Beautiful. And I think I get to go Goblin Giant too. Usually I don't do this at the bridge, but I'm thinking that we're up enough Elixir after he dropped Goblin Barrel and all that stuff. I can Fisherman and pull in the Princess. I should have probably just dropped it directly on top if I'm being honest with y'all. There's no doubt in my mind dropping it back was not the right play. That was a small brain strat, but hey, sometimes we just minimize our brain power for maximum positive Elixir trades later on. It's a 1-for-1. It's like a Hyper Beam. You sacrifice a turn, charge up, and you make more magic moves happen later. Anyway, we're going to be able to eviscerate everything on the left side. The only thing is, we're leaving the Pekka alone, and it's going to get a pancake, but at the same time, we don't really have much with it. Unfortunately, we can't augment it with other cards. I think raging it is ideal, so then we're able to get some heal. Yeah, let's go. And then the Pekka should be able to munch. Dude, 1,200 damage is unbelievable. That's already showing how broken this deck is, and we haven't fully formed our strategy. Our strat is to use this, the Rune Giant with the Goblin Giant and the Hunter. This is what overpoweredness is made of. And this is a rank 600 player. He's already lost the tower. So he's about to get traumatized. We're going to go for a rage. So our Goblin Giant, even though we're going directly into a Dark Goblin evolution, we're still raged up. Oh my gosh, dude. What is happening? We deleted everything. We actually deleted everything this guy owned. The Rune Giant buff, despite the Rune Giant not being there, he buffed our push from the graveyard. I don't know how Clash Royale allowed that in good faith, but maybe they just wanted people to enjoy the Rune Giant. Since it's a new card, everyone was complaining because it was complicated and not very easy for people to understand how to play it. So bad players playing this card in random decks that didn't have good synergy with it were obviously not going to have success. Then if they played this deck all along, they would have figured it out eventually, but they weren't using the correct decks. They were trying to buff their Dark Goblins and Firecrackers, and those cards die to arrows. If you use Hunters and Goblin Giants that survive, the Rune Giant buff is ridiculously strong. And now it's just straight up unfair because when the Rune Giant dies and it perma buffs your Hunter and your Goblin Giant, even though the Rune Giant's gone, your card will stay alive and stay overpowered for the rest of the game. And we just ruined a top 608 player in the world that had an evolved Dark Goblin on the field. That thing darted out of the match faster than I've ever seen. Yo, Son Goku, what's up? So it's time to see if this guy goes Super Saiyan mode or if he goes Wukong mode. And yeah, he is going Super Saiyan. He's gonna try to hit me with a Spirit Bomb right in my face with a Pekka in the back first play. This guy is a monster. So my favorite play to do against other Pekka players is this. You go Fisherman early, you pull in their Pekka, and then you use guards, and you captivate their Pekka while it locks onto guards and can't hit the cards they want. That is a magnificent waste of elixir for our homie, and now I can go for a Rune Giant to hopefully lay waste to him. So that's how I won the 20-win challenge, is I perfectly pulled my opponent's cards into guards, so then they never got good value with their Pekkas. Their Pekkas continuously died and yours stay alive, they're not going to win. The game's actually just over. I don't even have to go for a rage here if I don't want to. I can maybe pull his Pekka all the way around the map with a Goblin Giant and then go in the other side because he doesn't have a Pekka cycle.
Wait, I want to see if I can take 2 towers right now and utterly disrespect our dude.
If you Pekka in the back first play, this is the thing that you deserve more than anything in the game. You do not deserve to have a good game. You deserve to get destroyed, never take a tower, and just get embarrassed. We're going to go Pekka right now, and yeah, he's dead. He's going to lose 2 towers, got 0 counter push value, and probably get 3 crowned in the span of 1 second. So, if you guys want to be successful in this game, you will beat all the other Pekka players if you do the play that I showed you guys at the start, especially when they Pekka in the back first play, and you drop your Fisherman a little bit earlier than they're anticipating. You can only attempt the Fisherman pull once or twice a match, or it's too predictable. But when you pull in the Pekka successfully, you'll be pulling in the win. This guy's surfing with the Ice Wizard in the banner, and hopefully his fingers are so chilled that he doesn't respond with any cards ever. He's going to go for an Ice Spirit, so I guess he is chilling in a different way, but maybe he's going to be frozen in fear when he realizes he just cycled a Hog Rider directly into a Pekka. This is one of those moments where I'm not expecting to deal damage. I'm just flinging a Goblin Giant Pekka because our opponent dedicated 4 elixir at the start, and if we trade relatively fairly here, that is awesome for me. Anything where our opponent is wasting their elixir, getting cards that don't counter push, or dropping things like a 2 elixir ability that is just like not able to do anything besides tickle my Pekka. Also, pause, guys. That was not what you think I meant. Anyway, dude is going to have to log, but the Fisherman is like, hey, I've seen many logs in my day out in sea, and it doesn't faze me. So for whatever reason, Fisherman, when I play it, it always does things like that. And when I play against it, my opponents never really scare me much. They're just catching guards all the time, and I don't know. I think for whatever reason, Fisherman and we just get along. We're long-lost brothers. So I think I can go in for a Hunter here. I don't know if it's the right play. It might have been way better for us to do something else where the Hunter might die. Okay, never mind. We're okay. That was really scary. I was like, if the Hunter dies, I'm kind of cooked. But we can Rune Giant in front of the Pekka. I don't think the Pekka plus Rune Giant is a smart strategy because the Pekka doesn't fire fast enough for this to work, but it is like another tank. So it does work if you need it to work. It's just not ideal. I think if we rage, it's just suboptimal as well. I do want to go and pull this to the King Tower ideally, and we are going to munch on that, so that's cool. We do get the enhanced damage, but it's not like the Pekka needs extra damage, so that's why it's kind of weak in my opinion, in my eyes at least. So we're going to drop guards here, and we clean up the rest of the Hog, which is beautiful. All right, we're kind of losing the game from a stats perspective, like looking at the damage that we're taking and he's taking, it's looking good for our guy. But I don't think it's going to last too long out here. If we're able to go and pull the Firecracker, that would be optimal. If we were able to get another Goblin Giant down with the Rune Giant, that's the ideal situation for us. I'm going to cycle a Hunter back, right? And delete everything on the left side with arrows. So I think that's actually, no, I'm not going to even do that. I'm just going to go in for a Rune Giant. I think double lane pressure might be the best method forward because he has to defend both sides with splash damage, and he doesn't have the luxury of being able to do that. Like, especially if they have the Archer Queen deck with Royal Hogs and Royal Delivery. If you have a Hunter counter pushing on one side, it's buffed. Watch, the Hunter will take the tower. It's actually straight up snagging the deal on the right side. And that's disgusting that you're able to do dual lane pressure with support cards after you defend, and then Goblin Giant win condition other side. So then they have to defend everything, and it's not something that they would really have to respond to or worry about typically. Because if you see a Hunter, you're able to go like, you know, I can drop a range card, outrange it, and kill it. But now the Hunter does like freaking Sparky-esque damage in the form of a 4 elixir defending card that you would never expect. And when there's a lot of things going on in the arena, you don't even notice the Hunter glow sometimes because the Rune Giant just got buffed and you're not used to the change, and you would think that the Rune Giant buff wouldn't go on permanently. Here we are in 2025 where your Hunters evolve into Sparkies without any evolution necessary. So this guy's got the Witch in the banner, and he's gonna have Cannoneer, which is not the thing that we wanna see. I mean, guards are great at distracting the Cannoneer. He's giving us some kisses, so maybe he's like,
Jake, I know you're hurt. I know you're damaged. I'm gonna give you some love to mend your wounds.
so I don't know. I feel like I'm still feeling kind of bad playing into this. Dude's gonna go for a cannon cart. I could pull that in with our Fisherman as well, but I would honestly prefer to go Pekka and then Fisherman afterwards, so it's less predictable. It's just not something that he's gonna be anticipating. He could lightning this. Ooh, he did predict it, and he's gonna pop ability. They're looking really rough for us. We do kill the doctor. Wait, never mind. This worked a lot better than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be horrible, but we traded. And we got towards the Pekka evolution, and we baited out a 2 elixir ability, so not horrendous. Ooh, if I go Goblin Giant, does it hit the mortar? Yes, the Spear Goblins do it! And the mortar is still, like, far enough away that it wasn't targeting the tower, and that's what we wanted. And I didn't want to target the cannon cart first, so I did, like, the most roundabout way. We purposely stuck our Goblin Giant in traffic, so then we didn't have a tragic moment. And usually, traffic is tragic, but I guess not in this realm. I'm going to go for a rage, so then the guards have an increased possibility of reaching the tower, and it didn't happen. I was doing the calculations in my head, and my cards just ended up dead, so I guess it just doesn't matter. All right, let's throw a Pekka in the back on the side that we've taken all of our damage. Even if we had done damage more on the left side, it's important to preserve your tower health with this deck because you have the capability of killing your opponent in one push. It's not like you care about 500 chip damage. You care about taking out their entire tower with one big menacing push. That's how this deck works. So we're always going to go in for our Fisherman with this deck. Typically, that is my favorite play to do. And we could do dual lane pressure yet again. I think that is an optimal play as long as we're able to kill the cannon cart. I just want to kill the cannon cart, then I'm happy. Yep, we killed the cannon cart. We Rune Giant, Goblin Giant. We're definitely going to force out a bunch of elixir here, and he's not going to be a happy camper. Because now he doesn't have the stuff to slow us down. We're going directly towards the tower that we want to be, and we're raging up the attack speed, and then we're going to arrows right after. Dude, the bats just die without us even having to go arrows. Why did I have to arrows that? Look at the Goblin Giant. It's a monster. It did all that damage because of the enhancements. It's basically StarCraft 2 Marines on Perma Stim Pack. It's unbelievable that they allowed this. How did this go through testing and approval? Hey, all right, we're going to go for Fisherman here, and he loses the evolution in 2 seconds, and we have a full HP Goblin Giant that is still enhanced. It's going to kill everything. There's no way he's able to stop it. I can indiscriminately arrows, and it doesn't matter what I hit with the arrows at this point because the Goblin Giant is a walking, breathing dragon. It's what the Lava Hound always inspired to be, but it's not. The Lava Hound can never aspire to be anything better than what we've gotten. It's a dream made true. And GG. That's a game, I guess. He says well played. I don't even know if it's sarcastic. I feel like you can't say well played to my deck in good faith. Once you understand split lane pressure, what pushes to do, and when to go in with this deck, pretty easy to win, and the deck becomes autopilot. Which is the main reason I love playing this deck while commentating, because it's not easy playing and talking at the same time. Luckily, this deck frees up my brain cells while giving free wins. All right, let's secure the last game of the day. You guys know how it is. We're gonna be spamming more stuff, more firepower, less thinking. So if you cycle a log, I could actually go in for a Goblin Giant in the back because you're spending 3 elixir there, Ice Spirit and log. So that's essentially a half off Goblin Giant. I only have to invest 3 elixir. Now you spent 6 with the cannon. So we're even elixir spent. Yet when I go on offense, I have the possibility of doing damage to you while you kind of have to sit back and relax. I'm going to rage this up because I want to kill the skeletons and also have the Goblin Giant get enhanced. And watch how much damage this Goblin Giant does because there's 2 Spear Goblins. You get ample activity with the buffs. And his tower is already at 400 HP. You guys have to think about it. This got buffed. How? Why? What reason did they have to buff this? All right, so I can Pekka. And if you have the Pekka target the correct piggy, like that, then it one-shots the piggy. You need the Pekka to work in tandem with your tower. If it doesn't attack the same tower targeting pig, then you're going to take 2 shots from the Pekka. But if you target the one the tower is helping out at, that little sliver of damage, it gets sliced and diced. So I'm going to not do anything else here. I think it's ideal for me to probably arrow cycle the rest of this damage. You know what? He's just going to cycle Ice Spirits and Skeletons and get bailed out. And he's going to pop the ability. But maybe there's a level 16 Pekka hit for us here. Oh! You know what? That would have been undeserved. I'm glad it didn't happen, to be honest. Wait, will he go for Royal Hogs directly into the Hunter that's about to get buffed by the Rune Giant? I think I could do it. I want to see if it works. Please do it for me, sir. Wait, I messed up. But my Hunter's still alive because level 16 just survives everything. I could arrows here. I do want to arrow cycle for the rest of this damage because we are starting to play against much better players, so you don't want to fumble. Oh, how's the Hunter still alive? I don't understand. I don't understand at all, but we'll take it. Do we pull the piggy for the King Tower activation? No. I was hoping we'd pull the piggy on the left, but we didn't pull the correct piggy. Oh, wow. It just kills it before it even activates King. It's fine. We're going to go Goblin Giant here. Pull the Ice Spirit. And then I'm going to try to arrow cycle him for the rest of the damage, I think. We're going to wait and see when we have counter pushing cards. Then we're going to release our arrows. You don't just randomly spam your arrows. You try to get counter push and you try to do dual lane pressure. And then you release your spells to get the damage. Oh, Fisherman! He's like, Jake, I don't have time to wait around for that. Who do you think I am? Oh, it's not the Little Prince saying, do you know who I am? It's like more of a I'm overpowered type of thing instead of a sarcastic thing. He knows. He knows he's broken. And you should know at all points. All right. So I'm going to go for a rage here, and I think we're in a good spot to take another tower just for the fun of it. Even if he takes one, we can maybe go for the 3 crown. We got the Rune Giant in the house. We can go for another Hunter. We got the Goblin Giant gobbling up the 3 crown. This is just a classic Supercell special where the overpowered cards deliver the free win at the end of the day. This is what's going to happen. He's going to get 3 crown. You can't stop the Hunter. You, sir, are the hunted. And that is what we've always wanted, featuring our opponent's wanted tower. Oh, truly the most elite army that this man has ever seen. Our cards completely took over our opponent's clan as the captain.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Smack the like button with a Rune Giant hammer, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.